Hello friends, welcome to Intuites.
Let's begin the class.
Able to see something? Not yet, right?
Yes.
Now?
Yeah, we can see.
Just give me a second. Let me check the file. So, if you remember, any questions you have guys have?
No.
Okay. So, if you remember, when I was doing an advanced conditional column in Pandas, right? So, I have given a conditional list. Then I'm giving a display items. Then I can use the numpy select method. Can pass the condition and my display, and I can pass out anything, right? If you remember, that was throwing error. So thing is, what is happening was each condition, whatever you were given, right, you need to put it in a round bracket. So this is greater than 1000 and quantity less than 2000. Then it could be low sales. If it is 2000 to 3000, it will be medium sales. 3000 to 4000 it would be average sales, and 4000 it would be high sales. And if any of the condition is not satisfied, then we can pass a default method, which is called the no sales. And if you run this, you will get a column called the quantity category. Here anyway, this condition is not satisfied, that is fine. But in this way, we can do a advanced level of conditions. Okay, in Pandas. Make sense? I think we discussed it, only the error what it was populating that one. So this is the way we can write it. Okay.
Yes, Samir.
Okay. Now I think, yeah, even we discuss about the map method also. Now I'll show you one more use case of pandas. So normally, just tell me. Let me take you to the test file. This file I can just change file. So suppose this is my orders.csv file, right? Hmm. So on, and if I print the TF, it give you all the records, okay, all the columns from my order state, right? Suppose I want to create a new column onto this one. How I will do it onto the order state?
DF square bracket of column name.
Hmm. So something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So TF and the new column name. Then you can put the equals to then your formula, whatever you want to. Okay. Yeah, that is the case. Now I will show you one method. Suppose you want to create three columns. So you need to write three times quotes, right? So df in square bracket column 1 equals to the formula, df column 2 equals to the formula, df dot column equals to the formula, right? So three lines of the quotes you need to write normally as of now. Are you agree on that? All of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So instead of that, you can do one more way as well. How to do that? So I can say the data frame dot assign method is there. So assign method is something like we can create multiple columns and at one go. Suppose you want to create multiple columns at one go, then I can use the assign method, df dot assign method. Okay. So suppose let's say here I want to calculate a tax amount. Okay, what is my tax amount is all about? Let's take, I will say df of my sales, I will multiply into 0.0405, whatever. Let's say 0.7. Okay. So whatever it is multiplied. So each row it will be multiplied with 0.07. It will give you the text amount, that component. And since we are multiplying with the 0.07, there will be some fractional decimal value will come, right? 456 decimal will come. So I'm rounding that to 2 decimal. So I can use a round function so the decimal value will be 2 decimal. Okay. Any questions on this particular column calculation? Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Now the advantage of assign is I can put a comma here and I can write the next column as well. Okay. So suppose I want to calculate another column here, profitable. What is a profitable column here? I can say df of my profit is greater than 0. So whichever is profit is greater than 0, that will profitable. So it will come as true and false. So whichever is true, it is a profitable, and which is like negative profit, it's like that. Okay, you can do that. So this is the advantage of doing this. Now the thing is, I can directly print this. So it will give me a print statement and it will give you all the two columns. But the main objective here is that whatever the columns you have created, text amount and the profitable, I want to, uh, I can say I want to inside the data frame, that this two column needs to be inside the data frame, right? Then how we will do it? So I will say here, I will give my data frame equals to, so that what happen is the data frame will be modified along with these two columns. So whatever there it is fine. Along with that, whatever the column you created, text amount and the profitable command, that will be assigned to the data frame. And if you print now your data frame here, then it will show you whatever the columns you have in the orders data along with these two columns. Okay, so if you see the text amount and my profitable amount. Okay, so this is the advantage of your assign method. Any questions you have, guys? No?
Yes, Samir.
We are good.
Yes.
And even this assign method have a very good capacity. What the capacity is that? Suppose, okay, let's take now. If I want to ask you one question here, if we, let's take the run here. Suppose let's take. I want to get the tax amount is whichever is greater than 1000. And how I will get it? On the pandas. So I have created a new column called tax amount. That tax amount I want to give a filter. Now whichever tax amount is greater than 1000, that I want to get the records. How you will do it? Normal. How you will do it? Whatever you learn. Possible?
It's yes. With greater condition, we can do greater than 1,000.
So you mean to say you need to put a filter condition, then pass on that filter condition to the data frame, right?
Yes.
That's what you're saying? So
Yes.
something like that. Yes, so something like that you're saying. So I say filter condition equals to my df of the text amount, something like that, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So that is the way, correct. So once you've done this, then you can pass the df this object, the filter object, so that it can be done. This is the normal way we know that. Okay. So I'm not doing it because already we discussed all these steps. So another way, the advantage of the assign method is that after you created this, right, we can put dot and we can have a method called query. Okay. And in the query, I can refer to the column which we created as well. So I can say text amount in a single quote. I can say text amount greater than 1000. At one go, I can query it as well. Okay. Now, if I run this, and if I print here, if you see my text amount, whichever is greater than 1000, that is only I'm getting 158469 and 1225. Okay. Is it make sense?
Yes.
So this is the advantage of your assign method, because we can have the query as well along with that. That is the main advantage of the assign method. All right, makes sense. Whoever is silent, like able to understand what's going on.
Yes, Samir. I understand.
Yes.
That's fine. Okay, now I'm going to the another file here. Let's try and understand few topics. So before to that, let me open the orders.csv file, and suppose this is your orders.csv file, right? So in the order.csv file, I have a sales column. So suppose I want to sum this sales. So actually it is coming around 22,97,220.86. This is the sum of the sales, or even I can say the sum of profit, 28 something is there, right? So or minimum of sales or maximum of sales or minimum of profit, everything. How I can create in pandas. Okay. So let's continue from there. So let's go to the pie chart here. So my data frame is ready now. So what I'll do, when I'm referring to a sum, so sales is the sum, right? So I will say directly, I can say print df of my sales, so in single quote, sales dot sum. Okay, there will be a sum. This sum will be applicable only to the individual column of the data frame. I can't put directly df dot sum. Data frame dot sum is not available. Df dot column, or rather I can say the columns for the pandas are called columns in pandas are called series, right? So this is a series. So whenever you have a particular referring to a particular column from the data frame, then we are referring to a series. And for the series, we have the sum function, we have the mean function, we have the maximum function, everything. Okay. Now, if I run this, I will get exactly see 22,97,220. Exactly the sales fee 22,9720.86. It is rounding here. That also it is. If you round it, it will be the same case. Got it? And you can do anything here. Okay. So you can say sales dot mean, sales dot average, sales dot max, everything we can do it. Okay, got the point?
Yes.
Now the question is, if you remember, let me try to create a pivot table here so that it will be easier to understand here in this case. So let's try to create a pivot table. Where is it option? Home pivot table. I'm bad at Excel actually, but let me try. You guys know where to get the pivot tables? Any idea? Insert.
No,
Yeah,
Samir.
yeah. So let's take from the table and range. I'm just creating a new here. So I'm just trying to create a pivot table here. In the pivot, it's like a row, column, filters, and value. 4 sections will be there. Okay. So what my requirement here in this case is, let's take. I want to take my. Let's take my category into the rows. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Now, if you see here, I have dragged my category. Then I will drag my sales into my values here. So for the each category, we are getting individuals and total sales is this much. So the same thing, suppose I want to showcase in pandas, how I will do it. Make sense? It is more of a the concept of the SQL is called the group by and the aggregation. Okay, group by your category, and you want to get the sum of sales. Okay, is it making sense?
Yes.
Okay, so the first way to do this is, first of all, okay, this is fine. We are getting the sum here. Let me comment this. So first of all, let's take, I want to get only the furniture sales here. Let's take example. Now I'll take you to others. So let's first understand how I will get the furniture and sales. This two, furniture and the sales amount. Okay. So whatever the concept you will learn, if I ask you now, I want the furniture sales only, then how I will do it? I want the furniture category sales. Simple. First of all, tell me how to get the furniture category. So category have
Category
say
equal to furniture, double equal to furniture. Df dot
how.
category double equal to
Okay.
furniture.
Means in the filter you are saying. So you
Yes.
need to create an okay. So you need to create an object here. Correct. So if you say df, then I will say category. Yeah, correct. That's correct.
Yes. No. Okay.
Equals to furniture. That's correct. Absolutely correct. So this is the way you can create your filter first. Then what I will do? I'll say print df of fc. I will pass the fc. Okay. Then on this one, how we are doing the sales sum here? See, df sales. You're saying, but now my the object is fc. Whatever the filter we got it, that is my object. Now on this one, I will say this object also will have a sales, right? Sales dot sum. Now it will work. Okay. Now it will what will happen? It will work for the filter data frame rather than for your normal total data frame. Now we are saying go to the filter data frame, and that filter data frame also have the sales column, sales dot sum. Now what is the filter? We are only filtering for the furniture. Okay. Now if I run this, it will give you only the value called 74199. Let's compare. It's exactly 741999753. Okay, but still we are not getting the heading. Why? Because these are all the series. Okay, series in a pandas don't have any column heading. Only it will give you a value. That's it. Okay, so to get the your heading, the column and rows, that needs to be converted to your data frame. If it is a data frame, then only you will be able to get your data, what do you call it, in the form of a rows and columns. Okay, got the point? Any questions up to
Yes.
now? Do you have any questions?
No.
So the same line, the 6th number line, right? To get the furniture sales. But here the problem, one problem is there when you're running this, by seeing the output, you will not able to understand that which category you are doing this in. Because we are writing the program, we can understand it's furniture, but it is not displaying. That is the only problem. But the 6th number line, we can write in another way as well. So that is also will work. How to write the same thing? I can say print. I can say d dot. I can say the location. Lock function, you remember? See, all things will come now. Okay. I'll take a filter here, filter object. Then I will say from this, take the sales and dot sum. This also will work the same way how it was working for the other one, and will give the same result. Sorry. So these are the two ways. Either we can write the 6th way or the 7th way. Guys, just give me 2 minutes break. Huh? Just give me. I'll be back. Okay. Sorry for that. Okay. Now you understand this. Now next, try to understand that. Now, as I told you here, the only problem is in this case is we are not getting the headings, right? Which category sales, what exactly it is all about, we are not getting at all, nothing, right? So now I will show you how you can get that information. So for that, we have a group by option is there. Okay. So what I will do, instead of all these things, okay, I can create a df underscore category underscore sales. I'm creating a data frame here. Okay. From df dot group by. Okay. In the group by, I need to pass first the column. So let's take category. Whichever column you want to do a group by, pass the category. Hmm? Then I can say sales, whichever column you want to do it, dot sum. This is the syntax you can give. Now I can say print df underscore category underscore sales. This is the return. Okay. Now if I run this, you will get the exact information what you are getting in the Excel. Furniture, office supplies and technology, and their respective sum. Furniture is this much, office supplies is this much, and technology is this much. All right, are you good? Let's see the syntax. Any questions? Do let me know here. Okay, all right. Any questions? Do you guys have any questions?
No.
So now I am printing still the type of my df cat class cells. What will be the type of this? Let's see. Run this. Still it is a series. It is giving a data of all the columns and heading, but it is still a series one. Okay. So whenever you want to convert this, into a data frame again. Suppose whatever you have there on this particular series furniture, you want to create a separate table or separate data frame out of that. So we have created a data frame here, no df pd dot read csv. Like that, suppose you want to create whatever the output you are getting, the category and sales, that you want to create a data frame, or you want to create a table, I can say, comparison, I can say that. So how you will do it? So basically, in this case, we need to use two methods here. So first method I will show you. So first thing, so if I say df underscore cat underscore sales dot index, okay, index. If I print this index, what you are getting here? Let's see. In the index, we are getting furniture, office supplies, and technology. So whatever you are getting on the left hand side, this furniture, office supplies, and technology, these are index of the series. Okay, and if I say print dot values, then I will get the values inside this. See, these are the values and these are the index. Got it? Any questions? So whatever you are seeing here, the furniture, office supplies, and technology are actually the index, and these are all the values of that particular series. All right, we are good.
Yes.
Now, based on this, I can create a data frame as well. So I will create a data frame here. Let's take df sales category. Okay, and on that I will say pd dot data frame. There is a pd dot data frame object is there. If you remember on the first class when I have created the introduction to the pandas, if you go here in the first line, I have created a data frame out of a dictionary, right? I created a dictionary, then I say pd dot data frame, and I passed on the dictionary here, so that this will be a data frame directly, right? The same approach we will create on this as well. So let's create this. So as you know that in the data frame or in a dictionary format, we need two things. First is the key, second one is the value. Correct? So in this case, we are doing category and some options. So what I will do, I will put a series here. So I will give a heading. So I say category is my column. Then I will say the index. So this I will take it. This is my first element of my dictionary. Okay. Next is my sales, and I will say this one df dot category dot sales dot values. Now when you create this, and we will print df underscore sales underscore category, then it will be a data frame now. Okay. Now if I run this, see, this is looks like a data frame only, right? These are the two columns. The index is 0, 1, and 2. Okay. So this is a series which we are getting it. These are the index and values I explained you. And this is the last output which I am getting it. Is called a data frame where 0, 1, 1, and 2 are this available. Correct? Alright. Any more questions you have, guys?
No.
That's a good news, no doubt. Okay. Now we are done. And even we can pass multiple columns also here. In we can say category and sales. If you want to do category wise, city wise, something like this. So the same syntax equals city. I am trying here. So for the each, if we expand the furniture, all the cities will be there. So something like also we can create in pandas. So for that, what I need to do, whenever you are passing on multiple columns on the group by, that needs to be in a list. So I need to pass category, then comma, then I can pass city here. Okay. In this way, I can create category and city. Okay. What the point? I'm not doing it, but you can do the experiment here. Okay. That's great. Good job. Now, instead of doing that, suppose now another thing I want to do it. So here, let's go here and I'm removing my sum here. Now I can do one more thing also. No? Suppose I say profit. So now my requirement is I want to do the category and I want to do sum of sales and sum of profit both. I want to showcase. Okay. So how I will do it in this case? Make sense? As of now, we are doing only a sum of sales only. As of now. Okay. But now I need sales sum and even also profit also the sum. Okay. Is it making sense?
Yes.
So that time your syntax slightly it will be changed. Okay. Let me comment all these things so that I can explain more other syntax as well. So what I'll do here, just put it. So if I want like that, what I will do here in this case is, so let me create the same thing. I copy this, but I will slightly I will change it. Okay. So we'll do a group by, no doubt, group by dot category. But instead of writing this, okay, then I can write a function called AGG. Okay, and inside the AGG, I need to pass a dictionary. Okay, so the first I will say sales. Okay, then I will say colon. I say sum. Okay, I will do a sum. Then I will say comma. I will say profit. That also I want to do a sum. Or even you can do a max, mean, whatever you want. Then that matter. So this is the way we can pass. Now you can create your own data frame, whatever maybe you can create it, but this is the way you can create your aggregation of multiple columns. Okay. So if you see sales and profit, this is sum of sales and this is sum of profit at one go. Okay, are you good? See guys, if you are not
Yes.
practicing properly, then it will be overhead. That's for 100% because all the functionality I'm just using it now. Nothing I'm doing extra. Just few a functionality or the few functions I'm just introducing. That's it. Okay. Okay. Anyway, that is good. Now let's understand the joins. Just copy paste and I'm creating a new file and joins. Okay. So in this case, I have created a data frame here and I want to read another file also. So let it make it as df underscore orders this and another data frame I want to create. Let's see, just copy this line because if I want to join, there should be two tables, at least two tables. Okay. You remember all the join concept from the SQL?
Yes.
Okay. So I have another returns file is there. So I will say, I'm just changing it here. Returns. Let now if I print now, so print df underscore returns. So I should get some data. from the returns file. Okay. So in this case, there are some return element is there and order ID. So basically this file is saying that whichever item got returned, that information is available. So it will be contain yes and no. So whichever item is returned, it will say yes. And whichever item is not available, it will say no. And we have both have the order ID. So now I can start my what you call sorry, I can join it. Okay, how I can join it? So I can say on the uh, pandas, okay, PD pandas object. Then I have an option called merge. Okay, merge is nothing but the joins. Okay, here basically how we can write the PD dot merge. Then you need to write some keywords. So I say left table equals to my first data frame, df. Then I will say right equals to my, sorry, not df, df underscore orders, and right equals to df underscore returns. Okay. Then I will say these are the two tables I have given. Left is table this one, and right is table is this one. Then based on one condition, the join will work, right? And in both the data frame, I have the order ID. Okay, df dot order ID and returns dot order ID. So both file I have. So what I will do here, I will say left on equals to the column. Let me check what are the columns I have on this one. So in this table, I have the order ID like this. Okay, suppose here left is order ID, comma right on. Let me check the returns file. Okay, just a minute. It should be very much on the same. The whatever the column I have, we need to be the same column. We need to put it there. What happened here? Okay, so here also the same item I have. Okay, now let's print this. Okay, now if I run this, I will get around 800 rows. So if you see, consider in my orders table, I have uh, around triple nine four rows are there. Okay, triple nine four rows, and in my returns table, I have around 297 or 296. So out of that, if you compare whichever order ID is available on my order table, if you compare it to the returns table, there are 800 orders which were returned. Okay, because it is comparison happening is an inner join. So whichever order is there on the return table, that only it is displaying. And whichever is not returned, it is not yet showed to me. So this is the normal join. So actually here one parameter we are omitting here, which is not required in case of inner join, because by default it is inner join only, that is here. After the right table, we can write here one statement called how equals to inner. You can specify here directly like that. So it is more of a inner join. Okay. Now if I run this, we'll get the same result. Okay. Any questions?
No.
We are good. Okay. The same thing you can write for your left, right, full. Only change here. How equals to left, how equals to right, and how equals to outer. Okay. If you run this, it will give you all the records. So full outer, right outer. I'm not explaining anything here because everything I think we have almost cleared on the SQL. Okay. So what is the left join? Left join is like from the orders table, all the records and matching records from the returns. Okay. And what is the right table, right information here? All the records from the returns and matching records from the order. And full outer is combination of everything. Full, right, and inner. Everything it is sorry. Left, right, and inner is called the full outer join or the full outer. Okay, did it make sense? Do you guys have any questions?
No.
And one more join also there, which is called the cross. Okay, it's called the cross join. So in the cross join, only difference is we don't require any condition. We don't require any condition. So how it will work then? Okay. So in this case, if you run this in the cross join, if you see the last output is giving me 29582224, something like that. So let me explain you the cross join at least. Okay. So let me open up the Excel file here for you. So suppose you have a data. Let's take your ID and your name. Okay. So here suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, and here we have a suppose A, comma B, comma C, comma D. So another file, suppose this is, let's take this is your first data frame and this is your second data frame. So same I have here as well. So here suppose 4, comma 5, comma 6. And I suppose D, comma E, comma F. Okay. So if I do a cross join between these two, for the each record of this, you will get 3 records here. What does it mean? I will get 1 A D, then I will get 1 A E, then I will get 1 A F. So like that, for the 2 also 2B D, 2B E, 2B C. So for the each record, we will get how many records? 3 records. Okay. So in this case, the number of rows would be how many number of rows you have here into the number of rows. So here it is 4 and it's just 3. So the cross multiplication, whatever is there, that is the number of rows you will get in cross join. So 4 into 3 equals to 12. That is the funda of your cross join. Okay, understand?
Yes.
We are good here.
Yes, Samir.
Okay. Now I want to introduce to. Uh, let me take this file to somewhere so that I can explain you something here. So here suppose I am creating an employee data. Okay. So now suppose the same thing I have created one more employee data. Suppose let's take employee data underscore one. Okay. Now I'll copy this dictionary and just little bit I'm changing here. Okay. Let's take mm, again, okay. So basically I'm changing few things on here. Okay. Okay. Let it be the email ID, that is fine. Now I will create another data frame which is employee 1 equals to pd dot data frame, and from the dictionary employee data 1. So here basically what I'm doing here in this case is just think like there are two employee information are there in two data frames. Okay, same information almost equality information, but in a two data frames. Okay, so let's see, group underscore employee 1. Okay, so now if I run this, I will get both the records. So in the first record, I have some mail. This is, and here I have this data. Okay. Now suppose you want to, and one operation is there in SQL that is called the union methods. how we can do the union here. So the union, directly there is no union in pandas. So for that we need to use a method called print on the on the pandas object. I have a method called concat. Okay. Here I can pass in a list. I said df employee, comma df employee one. So if I do that, so it will just combine all the data whatever you have in the both the data frames. Now if I run the test here, if you see here, it is combination of all the data. So from here, you will to see the index as well. So the first three lines are coming from the first data frame, and the second index 0, 1, 2 are coming from the second data frame. It's just combined everything. It's just like a union. Okay, here the only thing is the number of columns should be same. Okay, what does it mean? In the first data frame, I have how many columns? Three columns. Name, gender, email. In the second column also there should be three columns and on the same data type. Whatever in the SQL the condition applies for the union, same applies for the concat in pandas as well. Okay, but the only problem here I'm seeing is that the index are not in a specific order. You say 0, 1, 2, here also 0, 1, 2. I don't want this feature. So it's the index should be continuous. Okay. Then I can say uh, here after this, there should be one formula will be there here. I think comma. I can say I think ignore indexes. Ignoring index equals to true. You need to write one statement called one tag you need to put ignore underscore index equals to true. So now if you run this, what will happen if you see 0, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5. Okay, it is not going from the another index from the other data frame. It's saying 0, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, did that make sense? Any questions?
No, Samir.
Today is 24th. Okay, I'm done for today.